4 hours later that she had had a stroke and she was taken to the hospital. I went to see her and she was doing really well.
Oh, that's startling.
It is. And she's recovered, so she's leaving the hospital today. She's recovered incredibly well. She doesn't need anything but outpatient therapy to recover some of her lost speech and movement in one hand. And
did you tell her that you were holding her in the Braco energy, as some people say, today, and because you have the picture with you today, and before, did you tell her?
I didn't tell her before she had the stroke because the first gazing session was at 8 a.m., and I didn't have a chance to, but I did tell her after, and I did tell her that I'm doing that today too. And I did it yesterday in the morning also. So I'm hoping that this is definitely being felt by her.
Is she going to do live streaming or live gazing?
She's not able to. She's 81 and she doesn't have a computer. And yeah.
It doesn't matter, doesn't?
Yeah.
That's what Mr. Richard's saying. It doesn't matter. Okay, so after you go in, you're going to go into this next session. If you feel like coming over and letting me know what it was like, I would love to hear your post-Braco gazing.
I'm very excited because this is my second time to see him live, so yeah. I'm very happy to do this. Thank you.
It's like walking in a mist of love.
One thing that encouraged me is I have friends in Seattle, friends in Southern California, and friends in Denver who have all seen Braco live. And they've all talked to me about it. And in fact, they were so encouraged for me to come and see him that they actually paid for my plane fare to come to Los Angeles to be able to see that.
Where are you from?
Santa Cruz, not too far. It's still great, yeah.
And why were you?
Just go, what?
I think he's planning on it, actually. But why did they send you? What are they hoping for you?
I think they just know that I'm open to healing and have had wonderful experiences with that, and there's just love between us. And whenever love and kindness and gratitude are shared, it's a wonderful thing. And if that's what Braco's offering, I would love to receive it.
It sounds like you've already received it from your friends. What a wonderful gesture that they've helped you out with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've been coming here like a couple of times. I don't remember how many times, but yeah, the experience is wonderful. It's a miracle.
Care to share your story?
Yeah, sure. The last time when we came and we was here in the same place, I was holding my house picture and my kids, my husband, and then the first section, when we was there, my house was getting burned, and then my kids was inside, and then my husband went through and he found out that the house was burning, and he catch out that. So that's really, I was thinking that was the miracle, from...
That happened when you were here?
Yeah, I was here holding the picture, my husband, my kids, and that was the first section. Yeah.
Wow, powerful. And she told you that story. What did you think?
Well, I was thinking it was a miracle, because like she says, I'm in the house with my daughters, and she never know what's going on there, but she got the picture, when she come and see Braco, so it's gonna be a miracle.
That's wonderful.
Hi, I've been visiting Braco in Woodland Hills. It's about my fourth time, and I love his energy, and through that I became a Reiki. I work with Reiki energy, and I came today to have him infuse my own energy.
That's beautiful.
With him, I don't usually get it in the room. I get it a day later, and I get headaches, and everything gets all shooken up, all the chakras and everything are stirred up, and then I get I always get what I'm supposed to get. I always receive it. And my cat, she could be sleeping under her covers, and I put them on live stream, and she always jumps out of them.
I have absurd stories. I tried that with my cats. It didn't work. They just walked away.
And my cat she sleeps with a Braco cover under her bed because Beth said she would die 8 months ago, and she's running around. She's still alive. So
that's a beautiful story. Any other story?
No.
That's a beautiful.
There'll be many more.
That's beautiful. Now, as a Reiki healer, because that's what you do you do that for other people as well?
I'm going for my master's in May, so I do it now for my animals and other people.
So have you noticed a shift in your own Reiki energy? What's it like?
A whole shift in my personality. I'm not the same. I know.
What was your personality?
A little cocky, a little sassy.
That's a nice edge. And what is it now?
Very perceptive, very intuitive, extremely intuitive. So,
like the third eye has opened.
Absolutely.
Do you remember what that experience was like when your third eye opened?
Well, so I've been studying. I'm meditating for 20 years, so I don't know. It's just that with the Reiki and the attunement, that's when I started expanding. My energy expanded, and I'm very cautious of what I say to people and how I say it, and just in general conversation.
Thoughtful about the impact it's going to have.
Very mindful.
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much. Anybody else like to say something, share something?
We
Your first
did,
name?
Lori.
Hi, Lori.
We did live streaming at home, and once when I did it, we did it a few times. The air, not around the air brought on the screen, but actually the air in the room where we were viewing from, I could see it turning pure white while he was working. And the first time I saw him on the screen, I just burst into tears about all the pain and suffering in the world, and this man bringing so much compassion, to lighten everything up for people. And the day after we did the first live streaming, I woke up and I literally felt that there were extra chambers on top of my head that he had opened up for chakras, and I had a 7-chakra meditation, that I've now expanded to a 9-chakra meditation. I can feel the energy up there, and it's really beautiful. We went to live streaming this morning, and I felt, very intensely something on the left side of my head, and I was being told that I had only been seeing things from one side. That's sort of what, and I didn't know what it meant. And then I got back on the line for the next session, and a woman a stranger started talking. She started talking about her own. She says, my right brain is overactive. And I realized he was talking about creative work, and I'm doing a huge creative project that I wasn't even thinking about when we did the session this morning. And I realized that I just go wildly creative. It's not necessarily very organized, so I don't have the right brain and the left brain aren't that well integrated. And it's like I was giving you all these subtle messages to correct dysfunctions that I wasn't even thinking of consciously. And it's just such a profound light energy. You can almost see the air shimmer, when he gets on stage.
And were you also doing the live streaming with her this morning?
Yeah.
So what's it like for you?
It's a unique experience in terms of I've been for some period of time my own worst enemy, and Braco was sort of just sending all that light through, even though I'm still resisting it all. But nevertheless, it's the nature of resistance. It's a horrible disease. It's hard to get rid of. But,
You think Braco's going to be able to crack it with you? Say with you, not for you.
I certainly hope so. Because, aware of everything going on in this world has been a little bit too much for me these days. And I'd like to see it healed. I'd like to, in any way possible, I'd like to see it healed. And not just me, but the whole world.
You're carrying the world in there with you, is that right?
Yeah, I'm watching the world fall apart. And I'm hoping that it gets reconstructed in a good way. Because right now the way it is very sad. And I'm not speaking just of this particular person. I'm speaking about what is going on.
I understand. Wow, beautiful. Yes.
Something else. Because I think this will be, maybe bring some more hope or relief from despair from other people. I felt very strongly since I watched live streaming that he can really connect people with their, deceased loved ones. And I realized that he came from a very war-torn part of the world, like Croatia, which is around, Serbia and the East European countries, where there's tremendous war and tremendous loss and tremendous suffering. And shortly after the live streaming, I felt, because I have spirits come to me sometime from the other side. My first cousin from childhood, and he was a very prominent psychiatrist, and my mother's side of the family was just like completely crazy. There was a lot of manic depression and everything, and I never turned to this person, but he was like the one person that probably would have been really helpful for me in dealing with, some of my own deranged relatives. And suddenly he appeared in my consciousness, and I thought, is he still in New York? I should contact him. I said, no, this is silly. I'm like talking to a spirit. So I Googled him, and I looked him up on the internet, and it turned out that the anniversary anniversary of his death, unbeknownst to me, because I didn't even know if he was still alive, was today, the day I was going to meet Braco. So I feel really strongly that his spirit is with me, and there's some help for him.
Have you ever seen him in person?
It's someone I hadn't seen for 30 years.
I mean, have you seen Braco before in live?
Oh, not live, no. But the first time we came to see him live, it was the death anniversary of of my cousin whom I have. And it just came to me so vividly. I said there must be a reason for this. So I had to look up on the internet because I didn't know if he was still alive or he had deceased. And his death anniversary, which I feel is like the birth of someone into another plane. I feel strongly